Let's talk about Spartans. Thanks to movies, comics, and a whole lot of six-pack abs, we have a very clear picture of them. They're the ultimate warriors. Unbeatable, unbreakable, men who gargle gravel for fun and consider a t-shirt to be excessive armor. For centuries, they were the boogeymen of ancient Greece, the final bosses of the battlefield. Their reputation was built on one simple, terrifying idea: you cannot break a Spartan phalanx. It was the great, unspoken rule of Greek warfare. Everyone knew it. But what if I told you that rule was spectacularly and fatally wrong? What if the legend of Spartan invincibility died on a single, dusty field in the middle of nowhere? This isn't the story of the 300 at Thermopylae. This is the story of the day a bunch of overlooked underdogs from a city called Thebes showed up, broke all the rules, and shattered the Spartan myth into a million pieces. Welcome to Echoes of the Fallen. This is the Battle of Leuctra. Okay, so it's the year 371 BCE. Sparta has been the top dog of Greece for decades. After winning the Peloponnesian War, their ego is bigger than the Parthenon. They run a protection racket across the Greek world, telling other city-states what to do. And if anyone complains, well, they're the Spartans. Who's going to argue? Their whole society was a military production line. From the age of 7, Spartan boys were thrown into the agoge, a brutal training program that was basically the Hunger Games meets a terrible boarding school. The result was the most disciplined, professional army in the world. Their battle tactic was simple but deadly: the phalanx, a massive wall of overlapping shields and long spears. And the Spartan phalanx was the best. Their right flank, in particular, was the position of honor, stacked with their king and their most elite warriors. Everyone knew you didn't attack the Spartan. It was like trying to punch a brick wall that could punch back. Much, much harder. So, when Sparta got into a political beef with the city-state of Thebes, everyone expected the Thebans to just roll over. The Spartan king Cleombrotus marched his army into Theban territory, probably already planning his victory parade. Now, Thebes didn't have Sparta's rockstar reputation, but they had two secret weapons. The first was a man named Epaminondas. He was a brilliant general who looked at the Spartan unbeatable formation and thought, you know what? I think I can break that. His second secret weapon was an elite fighting force that sounds like it came straight out of a legend, the Sacred Band of Thebes. This was a hand-picked unit of 300 soldiers. But here's the twist. They were allegedly composed of 150 pairs of male lovers. Now, before you giggle, the logic behind this was pure psychological genius. As the historian Plutarch wrote, the idea was that a man would fight with more ferocity and courage to protect the person he loved, and would be ashamed to show any cowardice in front of them. The Sacred Band wasn't just an elite unit. They were an unbreakable brotherhood, bonded by love and a shared desire not to embarrass themselves in front of their partner. Relationship goals, but with more stabbing. So, Epaminondas has his elite lovers' choral squadron. Now he needs a plan. And the plan he comes up with is so brilliant, it changes warfare forever. He decides to break the #1 rule of Greek combat. He's going to attack the Spartan right flank. Here's how it went down. The typical Greek phalanx was evenly spread out, usually about 8 to 12 men deep along the whole line. The Spartans lined up just like that, confident in their superior skill. But Epaminondas did something completely insane. He took his left flank, the one directly opposite the elite Spartan right, and he stacked it massively. Instead of 12 men deep, he made it 50 men deep. He basically turned one side of his army into a human battering ram. To do this, he made his center and right flank much weaker and had them advance slowly, at an angle. This is called an echelon formation. The Spartan king, Cleombrotus, sees this weird, lopsided formation coming at him and probably thinks, what is this idiot doing? The battle begins. The Theban cavalry, surprisingly, drives off the Spartan horsemen, clearing the way. Then, the moment of truth. Epaminondas unleashes his 50-deep steamroller of death directly onto the Spartan king and his bodyguards. The Spartans, only 12 men deep, had never faced anything like it. The sheer weight and force of the Theban charge was unstoppable. As the historian Xenophon tells us, the Spartans were forced back step by step. The Spartan line didn't bend. It shattered. The sacred band smashed into the gap, and the unthinkable happened. The Spartan right flank, the pride of Greece, collapsed into a chaotic mess. King Cleombrotus was killed. In the chaos, the rest of the Spartan army, seeing their invincible Kingsguard broken and their king dead, completely panicked and fled. In less than an hour, it was over. The Thebans had won a stunning, earth-shattering victory. Of the 700 elite Spartiates on the field that day, over 400 were dead. Sparta lost more elite soldiers in one afternoon than they had in decades of war. Leuctra wasn't just a military defeat for Sparta, it was a psychological catastrophe. The myth of their invincibility was dead, and everyone in Greece knew it. Epaminondas followed up his victory by invading Spartan territory itself, something no one had dared to do for centuries. He even freed the Helots, the massive enslaved population that Sparta's entire society was built upon. Without their slave labor, and with their military reputation in tatters, Sparta was finished as a superpower. They faded into a second-rate power, becoming a historical tourist trap, a living relic of a glory they could never reclaim. The Battle of Leuctra is a powerful echo from the past. It's a story about how brilliant strategy and a deep bond between soldiers can overcome even the most fearsome reputation. It's a reminder that no myth is unbreakable, and even the greatest titans can fall. What's your favorite story of an underdog victory? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoy watching myths get busted by history, make sure you subscribe to Echoes of the Fallen.